Welcome to the Rocky Mountain Chamber Buzz. Our guests today are Lige Daughtridge, Chairman of the Chamber Board of Directors, and also Richard Joyner, who is the 2012 winner of the Distinguished Citizen Award. Our show is proudly brought to you by Roger G. Taylor and Associates to communicate to you the wonderful things going on in our community. Let's take a look at some recent activities of the Chamber.
Hello, my name is Lige Daughtridge. I'm the chairman of the Rocky Mountain Area Chamber of Commerce, and we're here today to celebrate the Business of the Month, Oakley and Collier, for December. Congratulations on behalf of the Chamber, the Board of Directors, the staff, and our ambassadors. We want to congratulate you for being named the Small Business of the Month for December.
I'm Roger Taylor, Small Business Chair of the Chamber, and it's exciting for you and your team to be here on this last crisp fall day as we celebrate, because tomorrow winter is coming. And we need some winter. But we just are excited anytime we can share with small businesses and as a chamber, and because this community is made up of small businesses. And of course, the exciting thing is you're put in with, we'll be part of a selection of 11 people that will be selected in June for the Small Business of the Year. And we congratulate you, and we'll give you a chance now to share some words with us.
Thank you, Roger. Didn't know we were going to have this opportunity to speak, but we certainly appreciate the opportunity and the recognition. And we've been in the community for 25 years, and we certainly hope to be here another 25, or some of them anyway. But we really are appreciative, and we really do like to participate in our neighborhood, in our community, and give back, and we certainly appreciate the recognition.
We are so happy to welcome Lige Daughtridge, Chairman of our Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks, Jean.
Soon not to be. I mean, this is the tail end of your year.
Yeah, the Distinguished Citizen is usually the tail end. Yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of Distinguished Citizen, we are so pleased to welcome the 2012 Distinguished Citizen of the Year for the Chamber, Richard Joyner. Richard, we were all thrilled to death when you got that.
I was thrilled myself.
And you were surprised. I think it's always fun.
Very surprised. Yeah.
Well, and as the accolades are read, a lot of the accomplishments, and it's mentioned over he or she, and we don't really know who it is. And as the suspense got greater and greater, at what point did you think, gosh, that sounds like some things I've done?
Well, you know, it was amazing because I was looking for someone else to get it, and a couple of my friends had told me to come because someone would get the Distinguished Chamber Award that I should support. And so I kept listening, and Nell Robinson, a good friend of mine, looked at me and said, "Richard, do you know who? You don't even know your own self."
Really?
So I said, "Oh," I was just blown out. I never would imagine it.
Well, there was a collective wow when it was announced that it was you, because you were so appreciated and so beloved in our community, and it was just exciting for all of us to celebrate you. And we're going to talk a little bit more later on about a lot of the things that you're doing, and also tell people how they can join you in a lot of your wonderful efforts of service also. But let's go back, Lige, give us the history and a little bit kind of a description, because people are being invited as we speak to send in suggestions, right, or nominations?
That's correct. They can go to the Chamber website, and there's a form that they can fill out, and we ask that everyone also sends them some supporting information about that. But really, it's for a citizen who has had noteworthy commitment and contribution to the greater Rocky Mountain area, which is the Twin Counties, just like Richard has done. And I'm going to read this part because he or she has shown consistent dedication to the enhancement of the area's quality of life, promoted and advanced the welfare of all residents, and advanced all well-being of the community while exhibiting unselfish skills and influence of leadership, which I think certainly speaks directly to Richard and everything that he's done in the community. Gene, you probably, since you're a past chairperson of the chamber, you probably know more of the history of this than I do, but it goes way back. In fact, I've got a listing all the way back to 1980, but unfortunately the chamber, due to the flood back in '99, we lost a lot of the records, so we only have a listing going back that far. I'm not really sure how much further back it went from that, but it's an impressive list, and you can go to the chamber website. I mean, you have people like Bob Malden, and who certainly was the president of Peoples, and then ultimately Centura Bank, and had done so much in the community. And then Fred Turnage, the former mayor, deceased a couple of years ago,
and
past chair. And well, we'll get to Norma too.
Okay.
But Mayor Fred was a mayor for 34 years, and there's not one thing in this community that that has going on or has happened that Fred Turnage had not had a hand in.
He was our Bill Friday here
Yes,
in Rocky
indeed.
Mount.
Right.
Exactly right.
That's awesome, although I think he would like it more if Bill Friday was a Wake Forest fan.
He would, but, well, anyway.
But, we have Lindy Dunn, Joyce Dickens with all her development of underserved areas.
The community development as well as Crossings at 64.
That's it.
Right. Joe Nelson with his community involvement. Sam Johnson is huge with historic preservation and is involved in so many things in the area.
Past chairman of the chamber.
Past chairman, as well as Robert Evans, who's the current DA. He's done so much for the community, and certainly works a lot with young people, I believe.
A lot with our young people.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been in his court when he was with the juvenile system, wow. I went in because we had some damage done to our downtown building, and I went in and sat there and listened to Robert and listened to a lot of the young people coming in there, and his influence, I mean, very similar to Richard and what he does as far as just really being firm and fair and caring so deeply for the future of young people. I hate to get him out of the juvenile arena to go be, the district attorney, but he really is just has had a deep roots in this community, helping people too.
So.
Yeah. And then some of the other ones, Charlie Lane, he worked a lot on the education piece, and Don Williams. I mean, Don.
Yeah.
I mean, marketing. You talk
Huge.
about. I mean,
huge.
Anything that I think that I've been aware of that's been done in the Rocky Mount area, Don's been involved in with the marketing piece.
We're celebrating Rocky Mount, and I have to say, even now people can go on the chamber website and click on all the different aspects of life, a recruitment tool. And he was very instrumental in putting that together, and people have said it's been extremely helpful in trying to recruit new business to this area. And I did the voiceover for the education one, and even having served on the school board for 9 years, I was overwhelmed at all the new things that we're doing. We're very state of the art in our education system.
Right, and you can again find those videos, by the way, on the chamber website. They're awesome, and for folks that have businesses and are trying to recruit folks can use those. But then you were talking about Norma Turnage. I mean, Fred and Norma, certainly a team here in the area. Norma within her own self with the education and serving on the community college state board, and I think she received the longleaf pine by Governor Hunt, recognized there. And then you have Ziggy Zalnick the year before you, and he was involved in education also with the merger that we have with the city and the county school
Chaired
system.
the interim school board, and then the first, in fact, I had the just extreme pleasure of serving with him. His business expertise, I mean, he is a very bright, very committed, thoughtful person, and he took the skills that he had honed and done so well in his professional life and donated that time to the school system and then to the hospital board.
Sure did. Really great.
He was chairman, I think, of the board for about 9 years.
9 years.
So we've had a lot of great people, and I mean, folks that I'm familiar with, like Ray Wilkerson and Katie Battle and Wiley Mears, folks who are from the area certainly recognize those names. But it's a great, this is not only a way to recognize people who've contributed a lot to the community, but also historically we can go back and look at what a lot of these folks, and I think, have done in the community. And it's great now that we do a little video. The videos are always fun to.
Oh, yes.
Do you have your video? Did you
I
get to keep it?
have my video, yes, indeed. I was amazed.
Every time the family comes around, you say, "Oh, come watch my video here."
He said, "Somebody get that video for me." He's showing it all the time. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's just, again, such a treat for all of us to celebrate great people in our community. And Lige, we were talking a little bit ahead of time. We have wonderful people here.
Yes, we do.
And I think that people need the opportunities to learn more about people who are doing great things and just love Rocky Mountain and are committed to it. I want to mention one name, and I don't remember if you said it, but Jack Lockery.
Yeah, he was, Jack Lockery certainly on there, and he, you know.
Exemplified.
Exemplified.
Yes,
I mean,
indeed.
the former president of Hardee's Food Systems, you know, again, anything that happened in this community, just, you know, he played a huge part in doing that, and certainly in the whole political realm as well. But Jack and Helen were a team certainly to be reckoned with here in the community. So and we have a whole memorial park, Jack Lockery Park, named after him, the Veterans Park. So, but folks can go on there. Nominations, we're accepting them now. And again, go to the website and you can email or fax those in or call in. And
what's the time frame, do you know, for people to send them in, Lige?
I think it's the end of December the 27th, I think rings a bell to me, the deadline. And then we're going to meet. It's a small committee because to keep it small so people like Richard won't find out. That's one thing in Rocky Mountain. You hear everything.
You don't hear it. It was a secret, I can tell you.
Yeah, good job for him.
Good job.
And so we have a small committee that chooses the recipient, and then we award that at the annual meeting, which will be at the end of January in 2013.
Do you know who the speaker is for that yet?
We're working hard on that.
Okay.
We're working. I don't want to give away who we're working on just in case, but you know, that's always a challenge because you want to have an exciting speaker, and we've done a great job, I think.
I think so too.
With our speakers.
Tom Ross and General Hugh Shelton. I mean, just fabulous people. So that's got big shoes to fill for who that will be.
Yeah.
Let's take a break, and we come back. We want to learn more about you, Richard.
Oh,
with pleasure. Stay with us.
I'm Roger Taylor, Roger G. Taylor and Associates here in Rocky Mount, and from my family to your family, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We are the past,
Present.
and the future leadership of your Chamber of Commerce.
we are business members focusing on new beginnings, boldly creating our Twin Counties future.
Members working toward broader thinking, community reinvestment, and public policy supporting strong business.
We are partnerships that create new beginnings.
We are business and community leaders working together for a better tomorrow.
And this is my town.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year!
From the Rocky Mountain Area Chamber of Commerce.
Lige, you did very well to set the stage now so we can talk to the 2012 winner of the Distinguished Citizen Award for the Chamber. And you only get to wear that hat about 2 more months, so you need to really enjoy every bit of it.
I've enjoyed it, really. It was a total shock and surprise to me. I enjoy my work, and so it was just really wonderful.
So you were basically rewarded for doing what you love to do.
What I really love to do.
And that speaks volumes for the type of person that you are. Well, let's talk about some of what you do. Your main day job is chaplain at Nash Healthcare Systems.
I'm a chaplain at Nash Healthcare System with a wonderful, wonderful leadership and a group of people there in pastoral care. Also, I came back to Rocky Mountain from Raleigh to do the Clark Street project in '99.
And tell us who might not be aware of that.
The Clark Street project was an opportunity to put faith-based and health care and a community that we were building the Bassett Center in. We wanted to build a Bassett Center there, but we still had some decisions we need to make. And there was a chaplain and a health educator And we just went door to door and doing youth programs to see what it would look like, the partnership with revitalizing that part of the community, which was really, really wonderful. Wonderful opportunity to experience the goodness of Rocky Mount, working groups like Gatekeepers and other wonderful groups that came in. And we just had a wonderful time engaging the community at all levels and watching the community restore itself.
And the Bassett Center, of course, is affiliated with United Community
Yes.
Ministries and is where women and children.
And it grew out of that. And that was the first community garden we had here in Rocky Mount that I know of in that sense. And it was really wonderful. That was for 3 years. It was really wonderful. And we sort of kind of kept it going and just came back and wanted to do more with workforce development, nutrition, and wanted to do more about engaging our community in a healthy way.
And where is the Clark Street project, and what's the current status of that?
The Bassett Center is still going wonderful.
Absolutely.
Chris Ballard's doing a wonderful job with it. They're participating now with the Habitat for Humanity garden that is growing food for the shelter, and so it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see us get a chance to eat our own food and prepare our own food and to really, really, you know, I tell people food is a very intimate process, you know, and so it really have caused us to embrace the community even more.
And it's a good wellness example, too,
Yes.
for young people to teach them healthier eating habits, which will help with lifelong wellness.
That's right.
You're a minister?
I'm a minister. I pastor in Canita. Been there now for about 10 years. And that's where we have the gardens, I call them the foundation of gardens. We started out with a 2-acre garden for summer camp. We really wanted to look at how could we use what was in that community, you know, to educate the children in the community. So we decided we could do math, science, you know, and workforce development and economic development through small community gardens. And
so math, science, like seeds and growing seeds for the science, and the math with
measurements, how many seeds it take to plant this, and how much does a seed cost, and what would be, what would it take for you to make a profit? And so we went from there into the students figuring that out, and then working to purchase everything they need for back to school. So they
out of their profits.
Out of their profits, and then put the rest of it into scholarship funds that they as a group will use.
But also learning work ethic.
Yes.
And some skills, and I think it was interesting before we came on the air that you were talking about a 13-year-old.
Oh yes, that can drive a tractor. He can measure. He can landscape field. He look at it, can tell you how to set the tractor up, the rows, what size rows you can run, and surprise enough, he can run a row. I don't, you know. I told him, I said, I didn't know whether I would get in trouble with workforce development. OSHA, but he's a hard worker, and there's a lot of them that are really, and they love it. They really love it. It's their product, you know. So when they take it out of the fields, they put it in the fields, they put it in the trays, and they're proud of their product.
Is this the group that showed a phenomenal drop in the dropout rate and no teen pregnancies?
No teen pregnancy. And it's a team group. They talk to each other. They do conference call with each other. I believe that this group is going to stick together for a long time, even when they're in college and in their professional careers. I really believe that they're going to continue to support each other.
And you do have some who already have gone on to college.
Sure.
From that group.
Yeah.
That's the smile of a proud father. I mean, I really think those kids have become yours, haven't they?
Oh, we're hooked. You know, they know how to get to my heart, and I am just glad to see, you know, youth with the opportunity and know that they can do greatness, and that they see it, they can claim it, and they see it at work. I mean, when they take their products to the market, and you know, it's marketing. You know, they put their product on webcam. They know how to do more with that than I do. You know.
But I think Lige and I would both say it takes someone such as you to provide the leadership and the direction, because young people don't just come up with ideas and think, well, I'm going to start this. But you told them they could do it. You were there for them. You role modeled it. And that's so much what we need to do, we all need to do in the community.
And I think, Richard, also, you mentioned you participate, your youth group participates also in the Gatekeepers here.
Yes.
And if I recall correctly, because you partner at First Presbyterian Church, which I'm a member of, and Gene, I know you've been a member of, and you come over there and to First Pres, and I think you brought some honey.
Yes.
So it's beyond farming.
Yeah, they love their honey. They have a bee bus, and it's an old school bus. It's amazing. Mr. Hines, who is a master gardener, they have 48 beehives on that bus. And
on the bus?
On the bus.
Ooh, don't want to go on that
bus. They know those bees. They go on and harvest.
Totally dressed down.
Totally dressed
protection.
down.
Okay.
But they can tell you some wonderful things about how to be around bees and not to be stung. It's inquisitive to them, and it's that twist of a challenge that they love. You know.
Well, Richard, if anybody wants to float an idea, they need to come to you, because you can inspire them and probably use a lot of additional people who believe in young people like you do to help replicate some of what you're doing. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Lige, appreciate it. Hope you get a lot of nominations. And boy, isn't he just a perfect example of what we celebrate in this community.
It's going to be a hard act to follow up for someone. So Richard does a great job.
He does. And don't forget to get those nominations in till the end of December.
That's
and
correct.
Give us somebody else to celebrate.
Yes.
Thank you, Gene.
Thank
Richard,
you,
thank you. Thanks, Lige. Thank you.
indeed.
Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
We are the past,
present,
and the future leadership of your Chamber of Commerce.
we are business members focusing on new beginnings, boldly creating our Twin Counties future.
members working toward broader thinking, community reinvestment, and public policy supporting strong business.
We are partnerships that create new beginnings.
We are business and community leaders working together for a better tomorrow.
And this is my time.
Merry what?
I said, Merry Christmas!
It's so simple we take it for granted. Don't forget to keep Christ in Christmas. This message brought to you by the Knights of Columbus.